May this year we decided to splash out and get a helicopter ride into Westies hut in South Fiordland. Me, my dad and my partner Bernard were there for 11 days of hunting and diving. You're also allowed dogs in the Waitutu forest, so Sam Dog got to come along. As soon as we'd landed, I got my wetsuit on and went to check out the diving. Alright, the sandflies can't get me in here. Let's see what it's like. I've been diving for about 5 minutes in about 2 metres of water, and I've just pulled up the biggest crayfish I've ever seen and shot a giant blue monkey as well, so I'm going to have to go easy for the rest of the trip. Yep. That's so cool. Got dinner for tonight, so now I'm just going to go for a swim, try and find my spear gun that I left somewhere in the raging ocean, and I won't get any more crayfish, but if I see a cool fish like a trumpeter or something, I'll shoot it. Day 2 we all went out for a bush hunt, and it wasn't long before Bernard and Sam Dog had a deer on the deck.
And anyway, we went up one of those little things that we went up. We were tracking and I was seeing heaps of fresh pig shit and rooting. Yeah. And I felt certain that we'd come across a pig. And we tracked around, and then we got to that real, you know that scrubby stuff on top of peaks around here? Yeah. We got to an area of that. And maybe 20 metres away we saw this movement in the bushes, and I was like, and Sam was like bum shuffling his way forward because he'd obviously seen, he was like, I'm sitting but I'm moving as well. And he was shuffling, and I was mad at him because I didn't want to shout any louder because there was an animal. The wind was good so the animal didn't see us anyway. I couldn't quite see it properly, and I thought it had gone because I was like, shut, Sam! And then I thought it had gone, but I snuck forward. And then I saw it move up the hill, and then I snuck forward again. Sam was looking at me like, that's not what happened, you were real noisy.
Stop shouting at the deer.
Yeah. And then snuck forward, and then I saw it, and I had Sam in behind at this point, but he really didn't want to be there. He wanted to be out front. And then I saw it broadside, and that gun's awesome, but really dumb at the same time. So I saw it broadside, and I shot where its shoulder was, and it was a good hit. But it was running, but because that gun doesn't have any recoil, I just feel the need that I can just reload and shoot again because I'm not off it, if you know what I mean. So I shot it once, and it started running up the hill, and I was like, well, you're not dead. So I shot it on the run, and I was like, you're still not dead, and I shot it on the run again, and it dropped, and then we went up to it. And I've shot it in one good spot, which was the first shot, and then I shot it in the bum on the second shot, and then I shot it in the backstage on the third shot.
Big old butterfish for dinner. We had got 2 deer and quite a lot of venison, but Sam Dog helped himself to 3 back steaks and 2 eye fillets, including some tasty metal hooks. So We've made him vomit up one hook, but we'll see what happens. Over here we've got a nice little shower set up. Hot and cold. And fire to heat up the water. Pretty good. Bernard's gone to find another deer.
We snuck up and it was really noisy in the crown fern, and we were stopping and listening, and I could hear rustling, and then it started barking at me, and I was like, right, definitely a deer, and the wind was good, and then it kept barking for a while we were sneaking, and we snuck a bit more, and then we got to a point, and I hadn't heard anything for about 5 minutes maybe, and I kind of thought it had gone, but I followed Sam and we followed up, and then we were going up the ridge, directly up the ridge, and then we both heard like rustling down below us, maybe 50-60 metres. So I was stuck, I was standing on a tree like this because it was really steep, and looking, peering, and maybe 60 or 70 metres down the hill I could just see its head poking up out of the crown fern. So I shot it, and I thought it was a good shot. I was pretty certain it was a good shot, but couldn't really tell. So we went down there and didn't see any blood or anything, and I was like, oh shit, I'll just follow the dog. So I followed Sam and followed him. We found some blood, and then we tracked and we kept seeing blood, and then I didn't see any blood for about 10 minutes, and we were tracking along, and I was like, oh, he must have lost the scent, and he just started to pull ahead quite far enough, and then rustling up above the bush above me, and I was like, ah, fuck, here, he's on the right trail. So we went up to where the rustling was, and I found more blood, first blood in ages, and then we snuck over a ridge, and I could see it was running up the ridge, going uphill up the ridge, maybe 20 metres away, so I shot it again and it dropped it.
After 10 days of trying to find my dad a deer, he finally managed to secure one from our little beach lookout just before the helicopter came.